Ben's are up in the Midlands with none other than the surgeon, Ben Whittaker. Ben, we're in your gym that's coming together.
Yeah.
And you're in training for your 9th professional fight in about 3.5 weeks. So first of all, how are you feeling and how's the camp going?
Yeah, it's going great. I'm in my new place now, new gym, kitted out by RPM and Everlast. So for me, it's my new home, my new hub, and this is where the work goes. And hopefully I'll be the gym's first world champion.
Yeah, that's got to be the ambition, isn't it?
Exactly.
How do you feel like your professional career has gone so far? Because it's still early days, obviously, but it must have gone pretty much perfectly to plan so far.
Yeah, early doors, of course, and for me, there's a lot more to achieve. But as of now, the way things are progressing, the way things are going, and the way people are talking about me, I can't really complain.
Yeah, for sure. Because obviously, you went through the amateurs originally, then stepped up to the Olympics, and the quote from you: "You don't win silver, you lose gold." You're disappointed by that, but still an amazing achievement. But how much did it motivate you, not managing to get the gold medal at that time?
I think really that moment changed me in a way where I don't want to feel that feeling again. And I think if you look through history, the people that didn't always win gold, they become great professionals.
True.
Perfect example for me is Floyd Mayweather. He got a bronze medal and he's one of the best professionals ever, in my opinion. So for me, it just made me think, okay, there's more to come, there's more drive in me, and I don't want to feel like that again. But looking back, of course, it was a great achievement. Not many can say they've gone to the Olympics, never alone a medal.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a nice little tick box, but I'm on to the next now.
Yeah, you're still representing Team GB in your jacket here today, man.
This is my training jacket,
Yeah, for sure. So you've already fought out in Saudi Arabia, I think the second professional fight of your career. So you know what it's like out there. This time you're going out to fight Liam Cameron. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that fight? Do you think it's going to be the toughest of your career so far?
As a professional, yes, but not my whole career. I think if you look through my amateur career, I fought some real killers, if I'm honest, through each stage of my career. But at the top level as amateurs, you fought some real killers. If it was from Cuba, Kazakhstan, Russia. And a lot of people think, oh, it's amateurs. The top level amateurs is 10-9 scoring, no head guards, and it's very tough.
For sure.
So as a professional, it's tough on paper, but I believe if I go in there with the right game plan, the right me on the right night, I'll make it look easy.
No doubt. I think your last 2 wins, you put together great performances. Yeah. One by unanimous decision. Haven't got a knockout. You looking to finish this one early, or does it not bother you?
Of course, everybody wants a knockout. If I was sitting here saying I didn't want a knockout, you'd be lying. But for me, I could be sitting here saying I lost those 2 fights. Do you know what I mean? So for me, as long as I'm winning, I'm winning. And when you keep winning, your name keeps going on. So for me, a win is all I want, and a win is all I need.
Fair play. Does it concern you that Cameron's previously failed a drugs test in his career, or is that not something that even bothers you in the slightest?
Yeah, not really. I think we've been getting random drug tests recently. They knocked off my door about 5 in the morning. I thought I was getting burgled.
5 a.m?
Yeah, 5 a.m. I was like, what's going on here?
No one needs that stress.
But at the end of the day, they show that they're doing the things right. And for me, all I can do is focus on myself. I don't really focus on the opponent.
Yeah, that's right. And I think someone recently spoke to Ben Shalom, obviously your promoter, and said there's a big interest in you stateside in America. Yeah. Can you tell us a bit more about that? Yeah,
it was crazy. They just released 48 Hours in New York, a little documentary thing we did, and it was quite good. We went out there, seen NBC. Nice. It's like pretty much America's Sky.
Yeah.
They're so big. They've got the WWE, NFL, you name it, they've got it. Mm-hmm. Sat down with them, and they're really excited for the future, but if you don't get the next fight right, the future's cancelled for me. So for me, focus on the next fight, get that done, then we've got something exciting for everybody. That's it, not looking too far forward in the future at this moment in time. But you're almost like a worldwide name, and it's kind of happened overnight, didn't it really? You blew up on social media, now you've got a huge fan base in Brazil, stuff like that. That comes as a surprise, it must have done, really. Yeah, I'm pretty much an adopted Brazilian after have you been out there? No, I need to go. Yeah. So if I can get a tour guide to take me to somewhere like the favelas, that would be sick. That'd be amazing. That documentary. But for me, I knew this would happen. It was more when, not if. Mm-hmm. And if you look through all my fights, I've been doing the same things. But for some reason, that fight just clicked, resonated with people. It just got clicks, follows, and out of nowhere, I got 2.9 million follows. Yeah. Wow. It's great, but for me, followers don't win your fight. So for me, I know I've got to get the work done in here, because at the end of the day, there's more eyes than you wanting to see you win or lose. And that's how I see it. That's a good point. I wonder whether people think sometimes that some of your followers aren't even real, but when you look at the amount of comments you get in,
you can tell, that's how you can tell they are real people.
It's ridiculous. I only had, just before that happened, I had 200k followers. And for me, I was like, yeah, that's decent.
Yeah, respectable.
Woke up, Sports Centre posted me. It went to 800k. I thought, 800k, what's going on here? Yeah, next thing you know, 1.1 million, 1.3. I don't even use TikTok like that. That's on 1.1 million as well. It was ridiculous, but it just shows whatever I'm doing is right. It must be the hair, it must be the looks, it must be the physique.
It's the total package.
Whatever's happening is happening, but at the end of the day, you just got to keep that ball rolling now. I'm in people's eyes, in people's minds, and just got to keep performing to keep them followers going.
No doubt, no doubt. How much sort of notice do you take of the other British fighters? I mean, we've got Joshua and Boatsi and Willie Hutchinson fighting this Saturday. You got a prediction for that fight, and how do you think that would play out?
Yeah, good fight for both of them at the point of their careers. I'd probably head towards more Boatsi with his amateur pedigree and what he's done as an amateur, but Willie's a good fighter as well. His last fight he performed well, so, and he's a younger fighter too.
That's true, yeah.
He looks very confident, so for me, it is a 50-50, but if I was a betting man, I'd probably go towards Boatsi.
Could you see yourself in the ring with either of them in the future? Or
Yeah, I fought Willie as an amateur.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Yeah, I fought as an amateur. I beat him as an amateur, but amateur's amateur.
True.
But for me, I think I'm the bigger person, the faster person, more skillful person. So for me, it's whenever it happens, my hands raised, really.
Fair play, fair play. Obviously, you're fighting on the undercard of Dmitry Bivol against Artur Beterbiev. Yeah. A huge fight, one you've been waiting for a while. It's obviously been postponed due to injury. Yeah. You're presumably watching it carefully after your fight, of course. But who do you think would win that one, and how would you fare against either of them?
I just looked around the room because I keep changing my answer.
Yeah.
I was Bivol. Then I was Beterbiev. I was like, his power's too much, man. And a lot of people think all he's his power. He's very clever. He cuts off the ring well. He's more of a come forward counter puncher. He makes you throw, then he hits you hard. Yeah. And then last week I went back to Bivol, and today I've woke up feeling like Beterbiev again. So it is a flick of the hat. And for me, at this weight category, if you look back in the day, light heavyweight was one of those weights where you had a great champion, and the rest of the par wasn't the best. Where now you got two of some of the best pound for pound fighters fighting each other.
True.
They're both heavy hitters. They're both very skillful. And then even the guys under those are very good. So for me, it's an exciting division.
It really is.
May the best man win.
Yeah, great division at the moment. Yeah, should be a brilliant fight.
Yeah.
In terms of yourself, you come across so confident. You don't really ever appear nervous. Is that an illusion? Or if not, where does your kind of supreme confidence come from? Like your upbringing or just your own belief in your talents?
Yeah, I say if you, people say you're not nervous, they're lying. I think everybody has nerves, but it's how you channel them, how you overcome them. You look at the interviews with Mike Tyson, he was like near enough crying towards the ring. But when he got in there, he was this superhuman. Yeah. And I think that's what you got to do. You got to embody this alter ego, and that's what I do. My confidence comes from my training. I come in the gym 2-3 times a day, and I leave no stone unturned, and I leave that door going, I'll give everything I can, so I'm confident. Whatever happens in that ring happens. Yeah. And that's where your confidence comes from. And then not only that, I go into my alter ego, and my alter ego is a surgeon. That's when I'm flashy, that's when I'm arrogant, that's when I'm cocky. And
for sure.
There's two sides of me. I'm the normal family man at home, but when I'm in that ring, it's showtime, and I turn into an entertainer.
That's what people love to see, isn't it? Exactly. But yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Do you kind of get a similar buzz from making your opponents miss as much as you do from landing your shots on them? Because it seems that way. Yeah,
when I first started pro, I got more of a thrill making them miss and making them silly more than knocking them out.
Fair, yeah.
But now that I've started hitting people and hurting them a little bit, I kind of like knocking them out as well. So I'm trying to find a balance.
Yeah, mixture of both, the best of both worlds.
Exactly, but that is my guilty pleasure, making someone miss. You're standing right in front of someone and they're missing, and you can see the frustration. Yeah. It's kind of like, when you're at school, you're winding somebody up. For me, it's great, and I love it.
Just teasing them and then seeing how they're going to react.
Exactly. That's why I got kicked out of school, for being a wind-up merchant.
Really?
So I've took it into the ring.
Yeah, well, it's working out for you now. Maybe it was for the best that you didn't stick around in school too long. In terms of your like, people call it a showboating style, but really it's just your natural charisma. Yeah. So it seems to wind some people up, but does that bother you, or do you feel like the need to kind of shut people up when you go in the ring, or you're just doing your own thing?
Yeah, not really. I say at the end of the day, everyone's got their own opinion. For me, it's just another style. You see people come forward, you see people go back. People have showboated back in the day, but for me it's an art, it's a skill. If everybody could do it, they would do it, but they can't. And I believe I've been given and gifted these skills to do it. And not a lot of people know, standing in front of your opponent, making a miss that close with your hands down, that's a very hard skill, and I make it look easy. So for me, I'm just going to keep doing it.
Definitely requires a certain amount of bravery as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it requires a lot of things, but for me, it's just my style. I'm not going to stand here and, I stood up the wall with my hands down, perfecting this style. And when I was a kid, I just got in there, started doing it, and it worked. And obviously, through experience, through going through the amateur ranks, and now as a pro, you get better at things, and I get better at it.
We talked about the light heavyweight division being one of the most exciting on a global scene, but also domestically.
Yeah.
Do you think it's kind of in your destiny to unify that division and go out there and fight everyone one step at a time, or how do you see it?
The way I keep putting these curry goat and mac and cheeses away, I might be going up in weight.
Well, yeah, you said you've been sparring.
This whole camp I've been sparring nothing but cruiserweights, which is good.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you need. You need to spar these heavy guys. But for me, of course, the division you're in, you want to be the kingpin. You want to do everything you can at that. And if you move up, you move up. So for me, do everything I can at light heavy, and then we see what happens after that.
Yeah, that's your food of choice, is it? Yeah,
exactly. Then I can start eating some more. Exactly.
Yeah, man. In terms of like the other, light heavyweights around the UK, we've got Lyndon Arthur out there, Anthony Yards. Would you want to fight them at some point in time, or do you think if you move up, that maybe that won't happen?
Yeah, I think if you're at the weight, you need to fight those people. But there's a lot of politics to it. There's timing. They might have different fights. They might have different schedules. They might have different lineups. So for me, all I can do is stay on my path, really. Keep fighting who's in front of me, keep beating who's in front of me, and the more my popularity grows, the more people start being, I want to fight him. I think that's what's happening now. A lot of people want to fight me because, one, they're getting paid decent, or two, I've got the following, and if I'm fighting Ben Whittaker, they get that following.
They get
from
the reflective glow,
exactly.
don't they?
So, and that's how I see it now. That's how I see it now. So for me, I'm becoming the man who's not even got anything that people want to fight. So it's not too bad.
It's all coming together, yeah.
Exactly.
You mentioned Mike Tyson earlier. Was he like someone that you idolized growing up, or were you a bit kind of young for that?
Truthfully, no. A lot of people keep saying like the Prince Nazeems and the Drunken Master and all that, but for me, I don't actually like watching that stuff.
Right.
I like watching pure boxers. So for me, it was my favorite boxer was actually Mario Kindelin.
Okay.
He beat Amir Khan in the Olympic final.
Right, yeah.
He's like a beautiful boxer. So he's my favorite. And then you go through the boxing of Pernell Whittaker, Tommy Hearns, Salvador Sanchez, people like that. For me, they're real boxers, and that's what I love.
For sure, yeah.
All that funny stuff I do is great. It's an art, but I love boxing. And when I really need to show my boxing, I can box.
Yeah,
that's what I like.
No, that you know your history obviously there from the names that you just mentioned.
Exactly.
In terms of Mike Tyson, obviously he's fighting Jake Paul is something that's quite very controversial. A lot of people don't want to see it happen. Carl Froch is particularly, slanderous about it. What do you think about it in terms of Mike Tyson, obviously an icon of boxing, the fact that he's doing this? Do you think it's sad for boxing?
It's one of those things, it's sad, but he's not getting forced.
No.
That's how I see it. If he was getting forced, they put him in handcuffs and threw him in the ring, and Jake was just teeing off on him, we'll go, what's going on here?
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, he signed up himself. He must be getting paid well enough to get in there. He knows what he's signing up for. But looking at it from an outside eye, Mike Tyson's a legend. You don't really want to see him get beat up by a YouTuber. You'd never hear the end of it. But at the end of the day, like I said, he's put himself in that position, and hopefully he can come out the win for the boxers.
Yeah, that's what we want to see, isn't it?
That's it.
See Jake Paul crumpled on the floor, but remains to be seen. Obviously, this weekend we've got the huge heavyweight clash, all British clash. Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua. How much are you looking forward to watching that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know both guys. I was managed by AJ. I used to travel around the world with Dan Dubois. I actually shared a room with him when I first went onto Team GB. So I know both guys well. And for me, it's made the best man win. It's going to be a tough fight for both of them. They both have their advantages and disadvantages, but for me, it's great for boxing, it's great for Britain as well.
And it's happening at Wembley Stadium, which we want to see, so
exactly.
Brilliant stuff. Dave Allen reckons Daniel Dubois is a bigger puncher than AJ. Do you think he's got that right? I think he sparred Dubois.
Yeah,
so
maybe so. He's got that ramrod jab, but it's two different styles in a sense of power, if that makes sense. If you look at Dubois, he's very very stiff with it, where AJ is very explosive. And I've seen people with power, and sometimes it's the explosion and speed what hurts more. But we'll see.
Yeah,
that's what everyone's excited
Francis
to see.
Ngannou found out.
Exactly, because that was a
AJ's
sleeper.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all good well having power. It's about hitting them right for me. If you hit someone right at the right time, when they don't know, anyone can knock out anybody, especially in those little gloves.
Yeah, well, yeah, Dubois, his head movement's not always been the best in the business, but like I said, maybe it won't matter if he's landed bombs on AJ's
Sometimes you just gotta hit them first before they hit you.
No doubt, no doubt.
Literally.
In terms of back to like your career and potential opponents for you, Chris Eubank Jr. is someone who's kind of, I think he said your name maybe a couple of times, but do you think he'd really want that smoke with you?
I just think it was a joke, really. I think, you know what the media is like these days, they start running with stuff. Because even when they said it, I saw the Chris Eubank and Mike, I said, what's going on here? So I opened it. And like he was kind of just like trying to beat around the question, and they kept trying to press the question. You know what it's like. But at the end of the day,
that's what I'm supposed to be.
But if it was there, of course I wouldn't say no, because if you look at it, I'm the bigger guy. I think they make weight classes for a reason. And the bigger guy, the younger guy, the faster guy, and in my opinion, the more skillful guy. But I've got nothing against him. He's had a great career, still doing a great career. And if it did happen, it happens, but I just don't really see it happen.
If it did happen, where would you want that to happen? Would you see that out in Saudi?
Pay me, we can do it here. Pay me right, we can do it here, man. We can set some chairs up and they can watch us.
That's how it used to go down in COVID times, isn't it?
Exactly. So for me, if the money's right, sign it up, man. But
maybe you have it out in Rio de Janeiro with all your Brazilian fans out there.
That'd be sick.
What else we got here? Who do you think was the better fighter in their prime, Eubank Senior or Eubank Junior?
Oh, you gotta go Senior. I think just who he fought, the way he fought. I think there's no comparison really, but great fighters in their own respect.
100%. We're based kind of out here in like the West Midlands. I think you're a Walsall fan, is that right?
No, actually.
I've got the wrong info.
No, sadly, I'm a Tottenham fan.
You're a Tottenham fan?
I'm a Tottenham fan. The cameraman's closing his eyes.
But
now my local team is Wolves, Wolverhampton Wanderers. But I'm right in the middle, you know what I mean? I was born in West Brom, so West Brom's my home. My dad and that's from Wolverhampton, so Wolverhampton's my home. So for me, I kind of keep it neutral in the Midlands. Villa's doing well as well.
Yeah, for
but
real.
Sadly,
win last night.
But sadly in our house we support Tottenham, and I went down to the derby the other day.
You were down there for it.
We left at 17 minutes. It was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
But you know, you win
still
some.
Keeping the faith though. Ange Postecoglou, is he the man?
You know what? I'm a fake fan. Sometimes I don't know what's going on.
But like, you're pretty busy.
No, exactly. But after seeing what happened the other day, it's not looking the best, but you gotta keep the faith.
But Arsenal are a good team, aren't they? To be fair, so.
No, you gotta give it to them. Arsenal are good. You know what? They just did the right thing. They scored the goal and parked the bus. And when they park the bus like that with their quality, it's hard to get in. They missed too many chances, Tottenham.
What other sports are you into apart from outside of boxing and football? Is there much into? Bit of MMA, or are you not too?
You know what? I've been getting into the MMA. My coach actually trains down at Renegade, so he sees people like Leon Edwards. One of his fighters is in the UFC called Jai Herbert. So I'm around them, to be fair. The odd session I do wrestling with them, which is good for boxing, for your grappling.
True.
I do it's not a sport, but I want to get into it, WWE.
Oh yeah.
If I can get the right contact, get me in there.
That's right.
That'd be sick. I like all sports really. Football. I love watching the Olympics, of course, because I was a part of it. And you see sports that you're not used to. So for me, I've been watching loads of gymnasts. And when you actually look into it, the strength and dedication they have to do is
serious conditioning.
They make it look so easy. So my brother bought some Olympic rings the other day and was messing around with them. I was like, jeez. So you have to respect it. I say all top level sports are hard in their own way. You know what I mean? So
for sure. In terms of your planning now for the fight, you'll be flying out, I think you said early October. And then what's the plan when you're out there? Sort of just.
The work's done then, if I'm honest. So the work's done. It's go out there, smile and laugh at the cameras, have a little touch on the pads, keep yourself sharp, and just enjoy the moment, because these moments come and go. Like you said, I was in Saudi for my second fight. I forgot what it's like. So for me, I'm going to try and enjoy this moment. Saudi's getting bigger and bigger, so for me, just enjoy it. Take as many photos as possible, get the win and come home.
Drink it in,
That's it.
Sure. The family coming out with you, or is it just
Yeah, it's my team's coming with me. My mum really don't really like the boxing. She
Yeah.
watches at home, bless her,
Fair enough.
as mothers do. But my dad comes out with me, missus comes out with me, brother comes out with me, cameraman, friends.
Decent. Big crew then? the
Yeah,
whole
big
gang?
crew, big
Yeah,
crew. And
yeah.
I think it's good. I'm a person who likes his family around him. Even my friends are classed as family, so it's just a big family occasion.
Awesome. Another person that's a big fan of you, Tony Bellew, the bomber.
Yeah.
He actually called up TalkSport to defend you when people were ringing in to criticise you, which is
I
nice of him.
respect Tony. I
Yeah.
like him a lot. And coming from a person like him, he's a boxer, world champion. Someone like me wants to get the achievements he's done. So every time I see him rooting for me, it means a lot, man.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. He's just
Really?
come from like where I've come from. I see it as. He's come
Salt
from
of
the
the earth
bottom.
guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
worked his way up and changed his family's life. He kind of
doubt.
complain really.
And went in the jungle as well in the end.
Yeah, you know what? I want to go in the jungle.
I was going to ask you, yeah.
I
think
do
you'd
want to
do
go
well
in there, but my number one fear is spiders.
That's what he said as well.
Yeah, so my number one fear is spiders. My second fear is any insect. And my third fear is heights. So I don't know if I'll do well in
Might
it.
not be the right place
Yeah,
for you, Ben. Yeah, not going to
I'll go into such a frenzy and a panic. They might have to get an air ambulance and drag me out, man. Because I wouldn't.
Evacuated.
Because do you remember back in the day? I don't have to do it now. Me and my mum used to watch it. They used to put celebrity get me out of here, wherever it is, and they could watch it 24 hours.
Oh, the live stream.
And I used to watch it like they actually sleep there. Nah, I couldn't. I thought they used to mess around and put them in the hotel. And now that I found out you sleep there, I ain't trying to sleep.
Imagine the
there.
mosquitoes and
The mosquitoes, the snakes,
Yeah.
all that crickets all night. Nah,
No.
that'd be my worst nightmare. They'd have to pay me big to go in there.
Big money, yeah.
Exactly.
About anything else like dancing on ice? Could you see yourself doing something like that?
Actually, after the Olympics, I was supposed to go and dance on ice.
Oh, were you? Yeah?
Yeah, they actually asked me to go on there. So I said, let me just go on a trial run on my own. Let
Mm-hmm.
me go to the local ice ring and try. What do you think I wasn't on there?
Not
I
for
went
you.
back and said, nah, I'm okay, thank you very
Stick
much.
to the
I don't want to
boxing
start
ring.
calling names, but I don't want to drop like Gemma Collins.
Oh, yeah?
No, they want to drop like Gemma Collins, so forget
Okay,
it.
no, fair. Because obviously Ricky Hatton went and had a go, didn't he? I think. Was that dancing on ice?
Was it?
Yeah.
If anything, I want to go on like Strictly. I know Mayweather went on Dancing with the Stars, so something like that where I can feel the land. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to go on no ice.
No.
I'm
especially,
too big for that.
And you got too much to lose with.
Exactly, but if I slip a hand or something.
Yeah, no, we don't need that.
No,
Don't need that. All right, let's stick to the boxing for now. But yeah, we'll be following you very closely in your fortunes out in Saudi. And best of luck. I'm sure you won't need any luck, but yeah, man.
Awesome. Thank
Good
you
luck.
very much,
See
man.
you soon.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Ben Whittaker.